So I think let's talk about the show scene. How much it's differed from when we were in the show scene to now? Because
So like 6 months ago?
yeah, it's like, no. Like I'm talking about
12 years ago.
Yeah.
back when you still had a car showing and I still had a car showing, and when I was on a car team and you were on a.
I mean, things have changed a lot just because of the internet and social media. And I mean, when we first got into cars, the internet thing wasn't that big yet. There was
Yeah,
no
not at
forums
all.
or anything.
Not at all.
So now everybody gets to see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of takes away the originality and the ingenuity behind how people do things. But I mean, you can't stop it.
I think it makes people more aggressive on how they want to be unique.
Yeah, because
They're always
everybody
trying to
just
one-up
tries to
someone.
one up someone. So if you see
Yeah.
that, oh, I gotta get the the
It's
bigger,
definitely
better
become more
car.
competitive over the years. I mean, people take shortcuts and they just want to get that internet fame.
Yeah, most of the time that is.
I mean, like, what would you say was your favorite show back then?
Mine was Show Off Classics.
Classics was cool.
Show Off Classic was good, yeah.
Well, the whole show off show is actually pretty cool because they have the EXC class where you have to strive for it, and it's not it's not easy because you're like showing against so many cars and so many badass cars.
Yeah.
And then you have to get what is it like 3 or 4
I think it was like
show off
4.
trophies?
Yeah. Best of show.
Before you get before you get a EXC
Yeah.
class.
You got to qualify for the class,
Yeah.
which is cool because it really brought out the best of the best, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
that's true.
And at the end of the year, you show off, the EXC class. They compete against each other. Which
I think people retired their cars after they got to that level.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Because there's nothing else
You kind
to
of
do.
have to.
Yeah.
You can't really.
yeah, it's just gonna be like every year. It's gonna be each car. Like for us, with Auto Concept before, our cars were a bunch of us were in like EXC class, so we're just
Yeah.
competing against each other. So it's kind
We just won everything, yeah.
Well, yeah. What is up with Auto Concept, anyways?
of we're around. I mean, the cars are
All three
actually
cars
all
that
three
I
cars.
see.
Yeah, we just drive around. We actually started hanging out with all the cars like every Sunday and just cruise around.
Well, a
SoCal.
lot of the guys
It's
are
kinda
older
cool.
too, right? So you
Yeah.
can't expect them to be that
Yeah.
active forever.
And there's
That's true.
priorities and there's other things going on.
I think it's better that way though.
Yeah.
If you could still be involved with cars and still do your normal life stuff.
You're
it's
just
pretty
doing
cool.
car stuff for fun now, We're not worried about shows and competitions.
I think it's Jesse is the only one, right?
Yeah,
Showing-
Jesse
R35.
joined us about like a year ago, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
Mr. Muscle Man.
Yeah, dude, he's Mr.
Mr.
Control.
Universe.
I think
Yeah.
for me, I've never been. I've always been a Honda guy, so I've never been like a huge car show guy. I mean, I've always liked going to car shows, but for me, it was full purpose built cars. Like
Yeah,
the cars I
Same
like
with
at the
me.
car shows, but also the cars that the guys are driving around and stuff like
Mhm.
Yeah.
that. Not like today's standards where it looks like you drive your car every day and you hit a few things on your way to the show.
yeah.
But I mean, your car was used. It wasn't just a car that you took.
Just to make it clear for everyone, I think what we're saying is, I guess from when we were in the scene, our cars were more complete builds where you had, custom paint, bodywork,
Yeah.
interior, full entertainment, force
Yeah,
induction.
everybody just wants to do easy stuff now. 'Cause They
Yeah.
want to get their online web feature.
With
or
the whole
whatever.
hella
Yeah.
flush movement.
Whole
with
stance
the
thing, yeah.
stance.
It's a lot easier to build cars like that because you don't have to worry about quality or details. You just slam your car, put some wheels on it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't mind it because it's cool. You build what you want
Yeah.
to drive around.
There's
And
right
then I
ways to do
also
it.
don't mind the fact that you want to get together with other people that are into what you're doing. But the
Mhm.
fact that now that's considered a full show car and you have awards and you go
Yeah.
to a full blown show for that kind of stuff. To me, it's kind of
The bar's been lowered. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bar's been
Way,
lowered a little
way
bit.
lower.
Let me ask you guys, do you think there are more car shows now than there were back then? Or the car shows back then were just spread out throughout the year and now, because what I remember is there are only really 2 shows. It was Honda Nights and Import Show Off.
Right.
And Ken always had his import shows, but it was always a different venue.
He
throughout
divided the year
Yeah.
into 3 sections.
Yeah, you have the drift
Yeah.
show off.
You got Chinatown.
Nissan.
There's more shows too, and there's also
Classics.
things that are considered shows that maybe we wouldn't have considered shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a show back then was a
Yeah.
really big production.
Yeah, everybody, countless nights and you just stay up, cleaning your car, detailing everything, installing new parts all the
I
time.
still remember when Extreme Auto Fest first started.
Yeah.
Before it went to the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can agree on that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, there definitely are a lot more shows now because there's a more active crowd, younger kids, you know, and then plus with the internet, it's easier to get word around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more money to be made out there. So everybody's it's like the vaping thing, you know. Vaping gets big, everybody opens stores, and then you create new things, try to reinvent the whole idea, you
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
With car shows, it's the same thing. Now there's more car shows. They're tailored to different types of people now. I mean, you're just trying to reinvent the game, you know, like always.
Yeah, I don't
But it all comes down to making money. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like what we were talking about earlier, like, you know, perps build cars. It's just like I really want to see more of those nowadays because it's just like
It's
slowly.
That's why I'm
slowly.
asking where's Auto Concept. You know, we want to see those cars again. You know.
They're coming. We have a couple of cars actually in the film. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like meets myself because I like to build.
Me too.
I like to build cars for me to drive around, or not build, even mod. You know, like I
Yeah.
want a car that I want to drive around, and then go drive somewhere to go hang out with a bunch of people that are cool. You
And
know?
that's exactly what we did with Auto Concept before, and then it still is, and that's what we're doing now. Is just like with a bunch of us just hanging out, you know, and just parking all your cars, do cruises, have barbecues right after.
like kind of how
It's
grassroots
beautiful.
way of doing it, you know.
Exactly. And that's just going back to the basics, and that's how we all started. It's just
Winning
hanging
trophies
out.
is cool, but I mean, eventually it's just gonna be kind of repetitive.
I never really gave a shit, to be honest.
Yeah. Eventually, you have like a.
I'm not like
I mean, it's cool to
stuff.
win. That feeling that you get when you win a trophy, of course, it's really
Yeah.
cool. But at
Like
the
the
end of the
first
day,
few
you know,
times.
I was never bummed about it though.
No.
If I didn't.
you're
you
just
know, I
stocking
was
up
one of those
plastic
guys like,
trophies
oh,
at home.
shit.
you know.
Yeah, I still prefer like driving the car through canyons, and
Yeah.
I still do that now. So
Yeah. Enjoy your car, you know. Build how you want, and then don't worry about what
Exactly.
people have to say.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So, aside from the shows, what do you think the current trends are in the scene now?
Like
As far as cars go, or
Yeah,
what
as
people
far
are
as
into
cars.
other than cars?
like faux track cars, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I
that's
mean,
definitely
honestly,
not-
it's true because everybody wants that track car look, all the aero and everything. But a lot of these guys are never gonna track their cars. Let's be
Yeah,
honest, you know?
for sure.
You know what? Is it? You know what I noticed a lot of people doing is they're doing the rear diffusers.
Diffusers are, I mean, because it's a lot. Everybody likes aero again. You know?
Yeah.
And you know, it's
yeah.
like he said, you know, full track cars. You know.
Mhm.
One of my
Yeah,
buddies
yeah.
from ATS, his name was Ryan. He said that this year is going to be the year for everybody to chalk their tires. And so
Mhm.
far, he's on the money.
Yeah, everybody's
Yeah.
shocking their tires.
I don't
and-
know why everybody wants rally style tires, but it's definitely the new hot shit.
The race car look now is because you want to you got tired of people complaining that your car wasn't functional because it looks stupid, like the whole stance thing. So now guys are kind of trying to make their cars look functional, but they're not really functional.
Do you think that's a formula for disaster?
Yeah. For
Yeah.
me, you know what? If you want a stance car, build a stance car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hate on that. Just build it right. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean everything
you
has
want-
you know their own car culture. You know,
Yeah.
like everybody just respect.
For me, I'm just really big on don't mix.
Yeah, you kind of want to stick to a particular
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, if you
Like-
want to build a show car, you know, put your TVs on there.
To
you
me,
know,
like a
bling on there.
S2000 or an STI or an R6, they're not VIP cars. So don't build them
No.
a VIP car. An STI was meant to be a race car.
And that's what I hate
If you
seeing. I
wanna-
see Evos with the like chrome wheels and
Yeah.
Fully
like,
stance
oh
style and
man,
stuff like
it's
that.
it's
Yeah.
terrible. It just makes me cringe sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
just build your car for what it was for what you want it for. Yeah, it's your car, you know what I mean. But if you want a stance car, then maybe don't buy a car that was meant to be a race car,
Mhm.
and then do your
Yeah.
whole stance thing. You know
It
what I
kind of makes your car look like you have an identity crisis.
mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
And those bike racks. Like
Well,
good
I'm
thing
coming
it
It's
to
did
that.
die
dying
That's
down.
kinda dying
Yeah,
down,
dying
yeah.
out.
Yeah, good thing they died
I
down.
actually saw a Mustang the other day with a bike rack. That was kind of standing.
No useless bike racks. I've never been a fan of diffusers, so yeah, that's definitely coming back again.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, the track car look is going to be big throughout the whole year. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I get it. It's a cool look, you know. It's better than just like throw on some rusty hoods and shit, you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely like if it's gonna go, if there's gonna be any trend,
Mhm.
I'm cool with the track car look trend.
Yeah.
You know what I
There's
mean?
some like track car looks with the whole stance thing mixed together still,
I
and it
hate
still
that.
looks a lot really confusing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's-
Just don't
yeah.
put 20s on like your S2000
Well, I mean,
that looks
yeah,
like
if you're gonna
a race
put
car.
like
To me, it's
high
like-
quality aero and stuff on it, don't put your car in air and stuff like that. It
Yeah,
doesn't make sense, you know?
definitely.
It's like wearing
And drive
uh,
it. Please drive it.
It's like
Drive your
wearing a
cars.
suit and tie with some windbreaker pants. You know what I mean? Like you're just not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes down to people want to be different, you know. It doesn't always work, but they can try.
Yeah.
It's not really being different when you're just taking a different kind of style and adapting it, you know. It's just,
Yeah, like you said, it's just a car with an identity crisis. That's exactly what it is.
Do you think you can call the next trend?
I got tired
Or
of doing
maybe not calling the next trend, or where do you think you want to see the trend to go?
I don't know.
I just want people to
It's
not
hard.
have identity crisis. That's my only complaint.
Yeah.
Stick to one thing and go with it.
And seriously, to me, it's just purposely built, you know. And don't buy. I'm not saying don't buy cheap stuff, but then like just buy something right the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, invest your money in good, high quality parts. I've always been told that if you build with quality, the cars will last. You know,
Yeah, most definitely.
it doesn't matter what time period it is. If you build it right, it's gonna last forever.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I get it. Not everybody has the money to actually spend. There's always like a used part that's really legit, and you don't have to like pony up the money right away.
There's
Like,
also
save up.
There's also a concept called saving up.
Yeah,
Saving
exactly.
your money.
A
And,
lot of people don't
yeah,
understand.
everybody just kind of rushes and then gets the cheap stuff because they
You know
they
what?
wanna be
I
on
blame the
internet.
shows though. I think because the shows are so
Events too, yeah.
back to back,
'Cause
they're
everybody
trying to
wants
make that
to-
next
They're
show.
trying to get something new for the next
Yeah.
show. That's true.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we change that? And like, really, like,
And
I
there's
get
no way.
tired.
There's
I'm
no
not.
way.
I'm not hating on the shows. I like shows, but couldn't we like spread them out? So like, I'm not
Yeah. in
every
May, we have,
weekend,
like,
going
four shows.
every weekend to a car
Yeah.
show, and then you have other people
You
adding
just
on
gotta
more
stop.
events.
I mean, I think it was what, like 2 years ago or something like that. We were going to like everything.
That was
It
last
just, like,
year.
Yeah, we did that too.
I got burnt
Before,
out.
I think it was like HIN, and then there's a Nisei the next day, and there's another show the week after that.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried it. Like, I was like, you know what? This year, I'm gonna go to like everything. You know what I mean? So I did. I went to every single event. Like, if one of these guys mentioned an event, like, all right, I'm going. I'll
Yeah,
be there.
yeah.
Cool. And I was like,
You can plan it out better and space it out more, you know.
no, I just go to what's important to me, or if I have time, I'm not gonna miss out on something else that's going
Yeah.
on in my life. 'Cause I
Right.
have to go to
Exactly.
We don't go to win anyway. We just go to hang out. So.
Yeah, and that's all I do nowadays since
Yeah.
I don't have a car to bring in.
Yeah.
Well, you do, but you don't want to.
Your car is
We
nicer
go
than most of the
take,
cars
uh,
that that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You know what I mean? Like the cars that you're driving around that you're thinking you can't take there are nicer than most of the cars that are there. You know?
But
So
then,
it's
I'm not gonna show an incomplete car. My car doesn't have brakes. I don't even have this. I have seats, but I haven't even
Just
installed
have
them.
high expectations for himself, which is also a really
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah,
do that.
because I'm not gonna just roll in a show with a body kit and wheels. So, so I want if I go to a car show, I want to win. I don't want to just.
He goes to win.
Yeah.
yeah.
I go to win.
I don't know anything about that.
Elite. Remember
We're gonna hang out
auto
with that
concept
guy.
elite.
My bad.
That's why. My bad.
No, I'm
I mean, you hang out with a bunch of guys that win shows all the time. You're
Yeah.
gonna want to win too, you know.
Yeah.
So, and we don't win shit ever. So I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. We just do it for fun. So
I like hanging out with everybody though, and that's like my main thing right now. It's just
Uh-huh.
that's the only place I see you guys.
I mean,
Well, now-
you can also pick up the
And
phone,
here.
right? But,
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, if you guys, I also want to introduce Brian as. You should thank him for the reason I do the name those boobies on Instagram because it was
Oh.
actually, it was like, yeah, it was
Yeah,
your
it was
brainchild.
mine,
I came to you, and like, hey, let's take pictures of girls' boobs and see if we can name them.
It's just me perving out at HIN. I think we started with I have no idea with Eva.
I think it was with Eva. Yeah.
Yeah, and then my
yeah.
sorry.
Who knew that you could just take pictures of boobs all day?
Here we go again, talking to people out the camera. That's cool.
It's okay. You can introduce them eventually, maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
But speaking of which, talking about models, it's another topic I want to
Uh-oh.
go on. I'm gonna get some flack for this, but man, models are just getting younger, and I'm sorry to say, a lot ugly.
I think the
I
girls
think-
are staying the same age. You're just getting older.
Nicely,
gotta be
but
getting
no.
younger,
Just the other day on Facebook, I got hit up by a 16-year-old girl asking me what she needed to do to get into the import scene.
Press
I'm
the delete
like,
button, bro.
maybe 2 years later,
Yeah.
age 2 years.
I mean,
that's still young.
I mean, that's still young, but
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
just.
a lot of the models they start 18, so they
18?
they tell people.
Yeah.
They tell
Yeah,
like-
that's actually been going on for a while, right? The
Yeah,
18
I mean the
years
whole
old.
model thing is kind of like the car thing, you know.
Yeah.
Internet, social media, everybody wants to get out there. Everybody wants to be famous or be famous, you know. So if you want to be an import model, then just go put some pictures on the internet.
And just hit up Tony
Yeah.
and just take a boob
No,
shot.
no,
You're
don't
good.
hit me up. Because
No, hit
sometimes
Tom.
I won't post the pictures.
Yeah. I mean, we talked
Tony
about
will
this
blow people up.
in the pilot episode that's never gonna air because it was garbage. But I mean, a lot of the girls, I mean, back in the days, it almost wasn't cool to be called an import model, you know?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like a derogatory term, you know?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like, I don't know what's the boundaries of considering a model is.
Yeah,
So-
but nowadays it's like the cool thing, you know?
Yeah.
Before they didn't want to like, if you're an import model, then that means that you have to model with imports or in the import scene.
Exactly.
Well, I
So
think 'cause they're
they
the
didn't
most-
want to like, direct themselves so much just to that one area. They want to be a model. in general.
I get it's the most accessible.
Well, I
for,
mean, they
yeah.
see a lot of girls that have actually made it, you know, like Jerry Lee and
Yeah.
a couple of them, like Christina Mendoza. They've been doing pretty good, you know. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a brand out of their name though,
Yeah.
which is actually really
When,
good.
I mean, they did it right.
But
When-
it's
I mean,
so few that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you know.
one out of like 20, 30 people.
And
Yeah.
then I think
girls
they
that
see,
do that.
I mean, they've done some questionable things. I'm sure that everybody would be like, whatever, you know. But eventually, they did it, you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't-
yeah, they did.
And when girls see that, when they're young and up and coming, they're gonna be like, well, maybe I can be like these girls too, you know.
Yeah, well, you see all the travels and you get in like
Yeah, you get to
VIP
travel to
spots.
Asia and
Yeah,
everything,
dude.
you know?
I mean,
It's their vape shop. You know what I mean? Like just like the guys are like, hey, let's open up a vape shop. Let's start this. Let's do that. They're like, well, how can I get my piece of the
It's
cake?
become its own scene, import modeling. you
Yeah,
know, so
pretty much.
like car stuff.
Next topic. I kind of want to.
The fourth smooth transition we've done today.
Hey, this is like a first second.
Forget the transition.
Yeah.
Now
Forget
we're
the
just-
transition.
let's
Not
ride.
on your transition.
Oh.
No more transitions.
Fine.
Just-
But I just want to talk about the coverage on your site lately. It's been the
Oh, like
hot
from
import,
Japan and yeah. I mean,
and the
I mean,
import
obviously,
lines.
I would like to be there at the events to cover because I normally like to take my own photos
Yeah.
and do my own content. But lately, I've been busy doing work at home here, and there's other events going on like in Atlanta and Japan and stuff like that I wish I could be at. But
Yeah.
luckily, I have guys out there that can help me and send me photos. So I've been kind of using other people's photos and then going through the coverage like you guys, you know, experiencing it for the first time.
No, yeah, it's cool because like I look at it and then you kind of want to see like what they're doing
Yeah.
over there, but it's like kind of the same.
I mean,
it
it's
seems
kinda
more
good.
colorful
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
yeah, and like
Or
out
it's
in
just
the
his
east,
editing.
east and the, yeah, it could be me too. But in the east and west coast, you have to. East and Midwest. I mean, like the things are a little different. You know, like,
Yeah.
it's also it's
Well,
a
the
younger
weather.
crowd.
Well, plus the
more
weather.
people.
Can we just? Can I say one thing though about the Midwest? Can we stop with the like bright colored bays in a different?
It's
colored
JDM,
car?
dude.
Well, they're younger kids and they want to stand out.
Being that I know one of the people that was the first person to do a random bright ass colored bay, and even he's like enough of that shit. You know what I mean? Man, just paint the whole car one color and
Yeah.
do everything else that you want to do.
Yeah,
That shit is annoying.
people always want to. There's always been an ongoing debate of which is better. You know, the east or the west.
Right.
And me personally, being a part of the scene for like over 10 years now, I think the West is always going to do it better, or we're going to do it first. You know,
Yeah.
it can be
The East-
debated.
The,
like,
the East definitely does a
There's
good
some
job.
Hateful comments on this.
I mean,
YouTube.
people can hate all they want. There's a
Yeah.
lot of nice cars in the East Coast.
quality shows
you know,
over
but-
time. You know? So,
Yeah,
gonna
and the
start
funny part is
to
when you
fade
say
in.
West, it's mostly just California. Actually.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
It is.
Like,
It's gonna start in California and then it'll
Yeah.
move on and progress.
Well,
its
what do you
way
consider
to the
Texas?
East Coast,
Just
so-
central.
South.
Just
South.
South is actually doing pretty big. I went out to Texas last year. There's some nice cars out there.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have a lot of joining states too, like
Yeah.
Oklahoma and everybody.
Right,
so
right, right,
It's a good scene out there.
Texas has a
Everything's-
really good
yeah,
scene.
Everything's progressed really well.
Chicago's really good.
Yeah, Chicago's really good. All the major cities are actually doing pretty well. Florida too. Florida used to be a lot
Florida's, yeah.
bigger, I guess you can say.
Well, Florida before they had the rare cars because you could easily import
Yeah,
them.
and
then-
theft is really crazy down there. It's like
Yeah.
worse than out here. So.
Oh yeah, most
Yeah.
definitely. But man, you could easily import like Evo 5s and Evo 6s, Skylines,
Yeah.
GTRs over there, and with the emission laws here in California, there's no way that you can do
I
that.
don't have emission laws over
Yeah,
there.
that's why
I only
a
I
lot
mean,
of
they have
people-
emissions,
yeah.
but yeah, they get away with
It's
a lot more.
really
than-
lenient.
There's a lot, yeah.
We have
really,
more.
really lenient.
We have more rules and stuff that we need to deal with. That's why people are like, "Oh, well, our cars are faster out there." I mean, that's great. Congratulations, but you don't have to deal with the shit that we have to
I
deal
know.
with. You know?
We have traffic. They have open highway.
Yeah, we have no room to drive.
Yeah, not at all.
You're allowed to drive your car fast wherever the hell you want. No
Yeah.
one's gonna say anything about it. We can't do that.
I mean, you can get mad about it if you're from there or not, but a lot of the older guys from out there that I know personally, they'll tell you that the West is better. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
maybe
I
not
get
better,
that.
but yeah, it's just different out here. Yeah.
Or-
I,
you
I
know,
wouldn't,
it
I
starts
wouldn't
here
say
and
better.
then
I'll
it
just say it
transitions
starts.
everywhere
I'll
else.
say
Yeah.
it starts in the West,
It's not.
and then
Yeah.
they do a good job at doing it too. you
Well,
know
I think
what
it
I'm saying? But
starts
a lot
and
of
then
stuff-
they do their own twists on what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because I
Like
mean,
everything else.
we have cars in the East Coast, and they're
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have your East
yeah,
Coast.
and we have the high end in
Mhm.
New York, and then their cars are super clean. Their engine bay is just like that Super that was it Super Street or Infiniti Featured? It's just nothing. It's just the motor all by
Mhm.
itself.
Yeah.
That's insane. I've never actually.
There's some
seen
really nice
that.
cars out there. Like I've been everywhere, and I like what I see out there. It's just, I mean, sometimes you kind of wish things would progress a little bit faster. Like,
Yeah,
And then there's also places where they're kind of really slept on, like the Northwest has really great cars. Canada, we never hear anything from Canada.
Yeah,
because
There are a lot of nice cars, man.
it's a really
There's a lot of
good
people
scene out
doing
there.
stuff.
I actually want to go up to
And they can
Canada.
import cars just as easily in Canada.
Yeah,
too, so-
yeah, definitely. Like a lot of people actually try to import in Canada and then bring it to California. But yeah, there's still no way. It's
It's so
so
strict out here, man.
Yeah, it's
Still with emissions and everything. It's getting harder and harder to get around it too, So,
Yeah, I think they keep changing the law, right, for emissions. Like,
smog, everything.
I don't keep up
We got
with
the
it.
next door shit.
I just hear it's gonna be a lot harder now. But I think that's gonna cover it for the topics we're gonna go over.
This ain't your typical love song. It's just saying on the mic trying to tell you it went wrong. With every damn broad that I met in my lifetime. Every single one that fucked me in my right mind. And I just don't get it. I need too much. They say they try so hard. It's never enough. And I'm sorry, young lady, that's the shit that I need. Who can hold a brother down and change the way that I be? Yeah, set the bar high. Can you blame me much? I just never like to settle. Want the stuff I can't touch. And yeah, it's a lot, but I deserve all that. And I ain't saying I'm the shit. I'm just facing the facts. And I wanna be the type of man that swallows his pride and never has to worry when